What are we? What makes us what we are? And what we're going to be? I think it's that right there. It's grit. It's grit.
Adrian, did you just turn down my...
It's like on a loop.
Let's go back up. This is the All Gritt Podcast. We're coming in hot tonight, boys. We haven't been together for a while. And we're back. I am your humble host, Caleb, joined by the OC, Adrian. We got Clay, the stat guy, Plax, the GM, even though his name does not say it. We gotta edit that again. We're back, boys. How you feeling? Free agency episode. We are streaming live. We have thousands of viewers right now. Who's on there, Adrian?
Super all I got excited, is man. There's a lot going on in free agency right now. We're ready to dive in.
Let's dive in. Can everybody hear me? We're having some technical difficulties on this episode already. So let's see. Clay, can you hear me? You good to go?
Good to go. Can you hear me?
Awesome. We got you. Plax, can you hear me? You good to go?
I got you.
All right. And Adrian I think Adrian dropped off or something. All right. He's back.
We're ready to go.
All right, boys. So, yeah, today, noon, March 10th, free agency opens off with a bang. Now, we didn't get to have too much time to talk beforehand. Do you guys want to go around the league first? Or do you want to tackle Lions, then go around the league? What were your thoughts on that?
I mean, we can start with the Lions, man. I think the biggest splash today, DJ Reed is now a Detroit Lion. Do you think that Aaron Glenn did us a solid? He was like, hey, Reed, I know we're not going to sign you. We don't got the cap room. But there is a team in Detroit that could use your services. And you would be a great fit. What do you guys think?
I don't think. Go ahead, Clay. Go ahead.
Yeah, same thing. I think there's a bridge there now, because I mean he's against us now. So
yeah.
But I just think we're a destination now. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. I think we got him for a bargain.
Dude, all right, let's run some numbers right quick. So I lit you guys up as soon as this came through. So Carlton Davis, who we all think did pretty good last year, right? He goes over to the New England Patriots for a 3-year $60 million deal. Is that right, Adrian? Just trying to pull it off the top of my head. I think it was $20 million a year for 3 years, right?
Yep.
So we're like, oh my gosh, we paid him $4 million last year because we paid his bonus, and we were not going to raise that by $16 million a year to keep him. So he was gone. We're all sitting there in the dumps, right? Like, oh my gosh, we just lost our starting corner.
Mm-hmm.
And I text you boys. I'm like, boys, forget about Carlton Davis. Forget about his broken jaw and his what's that rapper broke his jaw? Wheezy?
Kanye. Yeah,
bro.
Kanye.
It's time to move on.
Through the
It's
wire.
time to move on. That we're wiring shut a new deal. And that is DJ Reed coming in at a 3-year, 38? No, 36?
3-year 46, right?
3-year 36.
Oh,
no, it's cheap. Yeah, it's cheaper than. Oh no, you're right. Yeah, not 60. 3-year at 46.
Right,
yeah.
But still, you're getting a
Davis
better
was
corner.
Gonna be 60. Davis was going to be 60. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the number one ranked free agent cornerback.
Yeah, he was. I think that it wasn't like a huge upgrade, but with Carlton Davis wanting the bag and him leaving, we're not dropping off in talent. I think DJ Reed fills the same level of talent that Carlton Davis left with, and he's younger. So that kind of helps. I know CD's been pretty injured the last couple of years, both in Tampa and Detroit. He couldn't finish the season out because of injuries. So that was his big downside whenever we got him. So hopefully DJ Reed can be a little more available. out in the field.
Oh yeah, I got the notes right here. 3-year, $48 million, and 3-year for 60 for Carlton. So Reed is not a prototypical shutdown corner, but he can cover and tackle. That's his note.
Yeah.
He logged 64 tackles and 10 pass breakups last year. So there is a little bit of a risk with DJ Reed coming in. I'll just read this right from ESPN. It says, Detroit replaced Davis. Reed isn't a clear-cut upgrade, which is interesting. In 7 seasons, he has 6 career interceptions and did not log 1 pick in 2024. However, Reed had valuable experience for the Jets, which boasted one of the league's top defenses for the past 3 seasons. So he could be a strong addition to the Lions group, which was hit hard by injuries, including Wheezy and his jaw. Reed started in all 14 of his appearances last season and has 60 starts over the last 4 years. So, I don't know. I'm stoked about it.
I think it's great.
One of the other things bad about him, let's just lay that out there, is he tied Terrion Arnold for the most pass interferences by any cornerback in the year.
He's handsy.
7. Yeah. So we got 2 handsy corners. Right? I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Let him play.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I will take handsy over being burnt any day. Like if you're being burnt every play, that's different. But if you're there, you're defending them. At least you're
exactly. Do I need to take you all back to Ohio State cornerback that we drafted? Can't think of his name right now.
Okuda.
Okuda. Thank you, Okuda. That dude was leaving his wide receivers on islands because he couldn't cover them.
Is he even in the league still? Like, yeah, that.
Even though
I did a little research. I mean, I knew who DJ Reed was. I know he's a solid corner. I mean, Sauce Gardner gets a lot of publicity out there in New Jersey, pretty much basically because he had one good year. But you know, I'm like, what kind of a player is DJ Reed? You know, who watches the Jets? Not me. So did a little digging. I know they've been primarily a zone defense. He's primarily a zone defender, not really known as like a one-on-one corner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a foreshadow for what our defense is looking like. Are we going to be, you know, focusing more on zone?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really an upgrade, but I think it's definitely a decent pickup. I don't think it'll like from Carlton Davis. We all like Carlton Davis, especially what he did against Justin Jefferson end of the year in Minnesota. You know, like they said, he's got 7 pass interference. Who knows? Maybe a couple of those, you know, we're bull crap. But I don't know. I like the value. I like the money. And like you said, he is a little bit younger.
Yeah.
So I think that was a solid pickup to at least keep the status quo. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Him and Terrion on each side. You got to think Terrion's going to continue to get better.
Yeah, for sure.
But I like it overall. Wasn't like a whole lot of huge corners out there for agency this year.
Yeah, so
not the defensive end we want, but you know, that's a solid pickup. I think.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. But I think the corner that you were thinking of that played Minnesota last year was Amik Robertson.
You're right.
Yeah, he went to school, right? High school with that dude. Carlton actually got pretty lit up
out a couple weeks
in week 1, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. I think it's I'm excited about it.
So we got DJ Reed, Terrion Arnold.
Yeah, let me go down the list here.
Yeah, we got Ray Straw.
Oh, you're
I'm talking about the secondary right now with DJ Reed added. That's four starters for 3 positions. Well, not Ennis, my bad, but still, like he's developing. I think he would be serviceable this year. I feel pretty. How do you guys feel about the secondary? Like, I feel pretty good about it.
I feel good about. I really want to know more of the backstory. I want to know if Lions talked to Slay and they just I want to know if there was a discussion, and then they say, "Hey, we're going with Reed." So, yeah. But if I'm Darius Slay, man, if I'm not coming back to Detroit, retire on top, man. Like, the Steelers aren't going to win it this year, so why play?
Yeah,
I don't get it. I don't get the move.
They probably. I mean, he was probably going to cost the same money or more. And
I think it might cost more.
How old? I mean, how old is Slay? He's been around a long time. I mean, we all would have loved to seen him back, but it probably just didn't really make sense for the money and the situation.
Yep. Well, Darius is 34. Yeah. So I know it sounds like a Cinderella story for him to come home, but bro, he's at his last end of his career, and I don't think it was going to be the best thing for us personally.
Time flies by, man. He's 34. That's insane.
I know. I know.
I'm trying to pull the numbers on Slay. I can't.
Me too. I can't find his contract that he signed.
Maybe
like how much money they gave him.
I don't think they've brought it to light yet.
Yeah, I don't think so. I can't find it either.
Yeah. Which, remember, free agency, this is the tampering period. Doesn't actually take effect till Wednesday at noon or something like that. Yeah. So they don't have to give all the info out right now.
Right.
Well, man, from noon and 2:30 on, man, it was busy. Everything was happening.
Yep. The dominoes started falling.
So I wanted to ask you boys. So we got DJ Reed, cornerback. We'll switch him out with Carlton Davis. Everyone's happy with that moving forward. Plax is right. That might show our hand on, our new defensive coordinator, how he might want to go more towards the zone, or at least play more zone than man. We re-signed Derek Barnes, linebacker, a 3-year, $25.5 million deal, 16 fully guaranteed. So what did you guys think about that? Him coming back, joining Campbell and Anzalone as starters.
I like the signing. I really thought that we weren't gonna re-sign him, and he was gonna end up following Aaron Glenn to the Jets. But I'm happy that we are keeping him. From year one as a rookie till now, he's developed so much, and we put so much investment and work into this guy, and he's been a force down the middle, especially in the run game. So I'm happy he's staying a Lion for, would you say, another 3 years?
Yep.
3-year contract. So I'm happy with it. It's $8.5 million. It's not breaking the bank. Maybe another team would have paid him a little less, a little more, but I think it's great keeping the same guy in house that we drafted. I'm happy with it.
I like it.
Plax.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, hopefully he can stay healthy. He obviously, you seen what he did, the year before.
Yeah.
He was solid. I think he's a leader on the defense. And he's athletic and he plays well. I mean, he doesn't have a whole lot of deficiencies. Hopefully he can come back real strong this year, get a full season out of him. And if that's the case, man, we got a solid. Same thing with Rodrigo. Hopefully he can come back strong off the ACL with some depth. We'll have a solid linebacking core. Mm-hmm. One of the better ones in the league, I think.
Yeah.
Agreed. Go ahead, Clay.
It showed Rodrigo was in the gym today doing the stair steppers, so I think he's making improvement. So
that's great.
Wait a minute. We got some breaking news coming from Clay right now. Clay, where did you see Rodrigo?
On Instagram.
In the gym, putting in work, bro. That's breaking news right there.
Yeah, that's right,
awesome, bro.
All right, so let's get into something here that I'm very interested to see what you boys think. I think we could have differing opinions on this, or we all might just be like in agreement. Who knows? We re-signed Marcus Davenport, defensive end, to a 1-year deal, $4.75 million. That is not his contract. That is like incentives and everything. I think his real contract is 1.5 or something like that.
Yeah.
So this guy went out week like 2 or 3 last year.
Yeah.
Looked good before the injury, but if we know anything about this person, he was injured in Minnesota. He was injured in New Orleans. Now he's coming to Detroit. He gets injured again. And now something about Brad Holmes, he loves to give these injured players a prove it deal. And he loves giving them $1.5 million and saying, prove it to me. Yeah. So what do you boys think, starting with Adrian, about this deal? Because remember, this is half of the deal. The other half is we're going to kick Zadarius Smith out, and we're going to re-sign a dude that's been injured every year, basically. And Zadarius Smith played, 16 games last year?
Something like that.
17? Yeah, very, very, you know. What do you think?
So to answer your question, I want to start by asking a question. Do you know what the NFL salary cap this year is for every NFL team? It is $279 million. So a guaranteed contract to this guy for $1.5 million is less than 1% of the entire salary cap for the year. So what this tells me is this guy's just depth. He's just an extra body. And honestly, if there's Lions fans over there kind of like complaining about it, like, bro, it's just an extra body to have in camp. If he gets injured, not a big deal. It's like 0.5% of our entire salary cap. It's worth a shot. This is like a half-court shot. Sometimes you make them, sometimes you don't. So for Brad Holmes, this is just like him taking advantage of, trying to squeeze the little bit that he can from this guy. Because those 2 games, he does look like a huge bull and monster on the edge. But obviously he gets injured, so I think this is a no-brainer. This is great signing just because of the money situation. If we would have gave him any more than that, then I would have been like, why are we wasting time with this guy? But hopefully he can play a few games as just maybe a 3rd or 4th string, so he can provide some depth.
Drop the mic, bro. All right, Clay. No wrong answer here.
I think the same thing, and I think the fact that he came out and thanked Detroit, so there's no hard feelings there. So he knows it's a business move. I think he's happy just to be out of Cleveland. So even what we got him out of Cleveland. So you're welcome. And I think it's a move going forward because I think we do have some eyes on some people out there, and we'll talk about that later. Once we talk about the line, who we want from the line, but I like it. If anything, we knew last year about having depth, and we need depth. So, play a couple games, do a couple plays. Hopefully, we don't need them for like 8 games this year. That'd be great because that means everybody's healthy on the line. So if we can just have a guy swap in for 2 or 3 plays, I think he's a great 2 or 3 play guy every so often to give people rest.
Yep.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, just like what Adrian said, I mean, he's not really hitting the money too hard. When he's in there, he's pretty productive. Do we still have Muhammad? Defensive end?
I believe he's a free agent.
Like 100th string. I mean, he's played well. I mean, to me, worst case scenario, Davenport's a Muhammad who I think who filled in pretty well.
Right.
Last year, second half of the season. Zadarius, he was kind of a fan favorite. I think he fit in Detroit really well. He went and got the icy Detroit pinky ring. He had
the glasses.
He had the glasses. He started dating Cash Doll. If you know. But I really wish he could have stayed. I don't know if maybe it just what we all want, I think, is hopefully is making room for someone big on the defensive end. Obviously Myles Garrett, shout out to him, $40 million a year. I'd go lose every 16 games for that. But I don't in my gut, I don't think we're gonna get that big splash.
No, I don't think so either.
Hendrickson's out there. I mean,
that's what I want. We're talking about. I say go if they can get Hendrickson, man.
But he's going to be asked. He's going to be expensive.
Yeah, man.
Leading sack. Wait, how do you say that? Sack leader. There you go. Sack leader in the NFL for the past 2 years.
He's a bad boy, but he's probably going to be up there in that Myles Garrett money.
Oh, absolutely.
I just don't.
Absolutely.
I don't think they're gonna pull the trigger on something like that. But
Well, AI is predicting that Hutch will have 18 sacks next year. So just a little stat.
Nice.
Say that
Bro,
again.
Garrett, people are saying Garrett sold out, but man, if you gave me $40 million a year, like I'll lose the rest of my life if I'm winning with that salary every year.
And that's
I re-
exactly what
dude,
it did. You've seen some of those Instagram reels where Myles Garrett comes in. He's like, "Guys, I do not want to play for a losing team. That's not worth it." Blah blah blah. And then they're like, "How about $40 million a year?" You know what? I love Cleveland. It's a great city.
dude, I remember being like a teenager and like a big free agent would leave. One of my favorite teams.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he doesn't want the championship. He's just a money guy. Like, this is bull crap. But now that I'm an adult and it's pretty expensive to live out here, you gotta go get the money, man. Like, I can't even. I mean, that's disgusting money. Like, I
Get the
cannot even be
bag.
mad at that.
That's insane, bro, for a non-QB. He's being paid more than a couple QBs like Sam Darnold, Geno's contract. They're in in the 30s. This guy's $40 million a year. That's insane.
Think about the guys, the Hall of Famers in the past, looking at this dude getting that money. Like, you gotta be hurt, bro.
Dude, the Hall of Famers in the past had to work on the off season just to make ends meet.
Yeah.
Or they were like in the military. It's crazy.
Right? Yeah.
I just
There's
heard
this really old guy at work. He was like, yeah, there was like a Detroit Lions linebacker that used to work with us back in the 50s. He'd leave for the summer and then come back on the off season or whatever. And I was like, yeah, dude, players used to have like regular jobs and then go play. It would be like men's league playing softball here in Byron Center. Like, it's just a pastime.
I just heard I'm probably gonna kill exactly the numbers, but they just said that they gave a for instance, like Joe Namath, when he won, he was like back-to-back MVP caliber quarterback for the Jets back in whatever year. And they said at that time when he was, becoming a free agent or whatever, and they were going to re-sign him, they were breaking the bank. And they said, guess how much Joe Namath signed for his whatever, however many years it was, but what it came out to annually.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so quarterbacks now are making 55. What were they making back in? And I forget the year. Dude made $980,000 a year.
And that was like groundbreaking.
Yeah, and that was groundbreaking. MVP, like you can't top that.
Wow.
And now here we are, Marcus Davenport.
It's like league minimum now.
Is making $1 million.
Yeah.
But we talking about the 55 man. Allen from Buffalo, $330 million for 6 years.
Yeah.
Is that 55 a year?
Yeah, 55 a year.
A lot of taxes in New York, though, but still a lot.
That's true.
Right.
Well,
shout out to the chat, man.
He's going to be shoveling the snow too, so they're going to tell him you can get that money, but
exactly.
shoveling it.
Hey, huge shout out to the chat. For those listening on a podcast, we are doing something special today. We are live on YouTube. This is actually our first time kind of doing a live episode, so we had a little technical difficulties to start. It was a little rough, but I appreciate you guys sticking with us. And we got some great people in the chat today. Shout out to Danny Van Dyken. He said he's going to send bourbon our way to the Pod Boys. So appreciate that, Danny. Thanks, bro.
So, yeah. In fact, why don't you just pay for this sponsor this week, Danny? And then that way, it's $15. We'll bring, can we bring him up to talk or no? Is he just listening?
I think we'd have to send him a link or something to get him, but I'll send him. Right. I'll send him
try to figure it out. In the meantime, we'll play this week's sponsor.
Today's episode is sponsored by Dan Diamond Equipment, a used fork truck dealing company located in Hastings, Michigan. They sell and rent fork trucks and die handlers. With over 30 years of experience, don't hesitate to call Dan Diamond Equipment for all of your fork truck needs. Reach out to Dan at 269-948-2600 269-948-3377. Again, the number for Dan Diamond Equipment, 269-948-3377.
Thank you. And Clay, I have a question for you. Did you send out those nuts to our winner yet?
Yeah, they should be on the way. So we had we're behind on pecans. So
Clay's nuts are they're in transit.
So by in transit means you have not sent them yet? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we're behind on pecans, man. It's rough out there, bro.
I am so sorry, John McEwen. You know, you're sitting there with a bottle of bourbon. You're sitting there with your headshots. You're sitting there with your $25 gift card, and this guy can't give you his nut. I did forget to give him his hat, but I'm going to leave it at the Holt Assembly Hall on Saturday, and he's going to get it on Sunday. So I already worked that out with him. So
he's got to wear on stage though. So
yeah, you have to. All right. So we pretty much answered that. Anthony Pittman, we don't really care about. Did we sign him or did we let him go?
Yeah, I think we signed him. He's just a good special teams guy.
Yeah, just a 1-year deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we signed Ezekiel Turner to a 1-year extension. And remember, Ezekiel Turner won us 1 game last year. Do you remember that?
He did, man. He played
what was that? Who remembers that Ezekiel Turner play?
I know it was in Ford Field. What game was that? I can't recall. I know it was at Ford Field that he went off.
It was one of the quarterbacks. I want to say Minnesota, but I could be wrong. One of the quarterbacks was getting out of the pocket and could have easily scored or first down to keep the clock going. And Ezekiel Turner came up and put him down, and we're like, "Whoa, what is this dude?" Like it was a wide open field tackle. So we'll see. He's if anything, like you said, he's a special teamer.
Oh, was that Green Bay? Was that when he sacked? Was it Love?
Oh, what? Yeah, that probably could have been.
I think he sacked Love and made Love overthrow the ball or something. Or I think it was the Green Bay game.
Into your part of the comment, man. We're getting some crazy requests with the live chat here. Can you guys see that or no? Is it
this live chat's out of control?
Clay, can you see any live chats? Or because you're not an admin?
I don't have to pull it up, no.
Dang. A lot of people want Clay's nuts. Let's just say that. All right. So how are we feeling? What do we want moving forward? It's still, it just started at noon. We're 6.5 hours in. What is the weakest part of the Lions that we do have the draft coming up, and that's going to be a whole nother pod, but as far as free agency goes, let's start with Plax. Like moving forward, what do you want to see in free agency, if anything?
I just feel like it's one thing. We need an edge rusher.
Yep.
And the one thing, like this year, I didn't really expect too many options out there. Obviously, Myles Garrett was the guy, but then in the last week, Hendrickson's out there. He's going to be expensive. Kind of hard to see us pulling the trigger on that. Bosa's out there. Kind of surprised there a little bit. I mean, he's 10 years in the league, but he's still got, I think, a lot of production in the tank. He was injured last year. It's got to be the DN. I mean, what's his name? Josh Sweat. He's a free agent. He could be decent. Don't think it'd be like a huge upgrade from Za'Darius. Maybe they want to do it in the draft. There's several guys out there in the draft. I know, Michiganders talk about Josiah Stewart from Michigan. He's not really a bull rusher, super athletic. That'd be cool, I guess. And the dude from Ohio State, obviously, you know how we feel about Ohio State, but
Sorry to cut you off, Plax. We got some breaking news. I want you to hold that point.
What do we got?
This just in, ESPN. We're a little late, about an hour late. free agent cornerback Nate Hobbs is signing a 4-year, $48 million deal with the Green Bay Packers.
Coming over from the Raiders?
He's from the Raiders. And the only reason why I brought this up is because it says with the Packers landing Hobbs, they are expected to move on from cornerback Jair Alexander.
I've seen that before. I've seen that before. There's no way that he's still under contract, right? It's got to be a trade.
Nate Hobbs?
He's not a free agent, right?
No, it says free agent cornerback Nate Hobbs.
No, I'm talking about Alexander.
Yeah, they'd have to release him.
Oh yeah, they'd have to trade him.
There's no way out. I didn't even mention it because there's no way they're going to trade him to the Lions.
No, I'm not saying the Lions, but this
solid. I mean, that's big though.
Well, I'm happy Alexander's getting out of the division.
Yeah,
he's
bring
a
in
beast.
Hobbs. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think he played us this last year, right? Those 2 games he didn't play.
I don't think he did, and I was so happy that he didn't.
Yeah, he was injured.
He shuts down whether it's Amon-Ra or JMO. He pretty much shuts him down.
He was probably too expensive for them.
We got some more breaking news free agency.
What do we got? Oh my Lord!
This is actually just dropped 5 minutes ago.
Free agent Monday.
The Washington Commanders, guys, they are serious. They have just traded for Laramie Tunsil, tackle from the Houston Texans. They're going to send a second, a fourth from the 2026 draft, and then a third and a seventh from this year's draft.
Oh my!
In exchange for Tunsil and a 4th-round pick this year.
So they got Debo.
And they got Debo.
Washington's not playing.
So
they're going to be solid for a while.
They're going to be solid, bro.
Does he play left tackle or right?
I believe he was left tackle this last year. Yeah, left tackle. They're protecting Jaden Daniels.
Yep. Wow.
So they are not going away.
Wow, boys. So that means the Dallas Cowboys will continue to be the worst team in the NFC East.
Oh, man.
Where you at? They got traded along with Luka.
Pour one out for Dallas, man. That's tough.
Cowboys.
Oh, horrible.
And then Kyrie just went down too. So oof.
Who did?
Kyrie.
Season-ending ACL. Just taking
a little salt.
Bro, was that his first game? Was what's his name's first game in injury out for the year?
Yeah, for sure. Like
Unibrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anthony Davis. Yeah.
Imagine being a Dallas fan. That's
not
tough.
good to be a Dallas fan, right?
and you still think you're going to be good too.
Right.
This is our year. Let's see. So Commanders aren't going away. It's still going to be a tough NFC this next year, and we've got a tough schedule. So my take on the whole free agency this year, it's a weak free agency class. I'm glad we got DJ Reed. He was one of the quality agents out there, but honestly, free agents, I don't think there's that much left that I will be like ecstatic about. The only ones that I would maybe be excited, you actually need a trade for. So like Clay brought up Trey Hendrickson, you have to give up draft capital for that guy. And so then the question becomes, how much do you want to give up? So, and then he's going to want to get paid.
The one thing I did want to touch back on is, we were all talking about the Za'Darius versus the Davenport issue, right? So one thing that I did want to see, and I don't know if you guys felt the same way, is I would have loved to seen Hutch and Za'Darius just play a couple games, right? Because when Hutch was injured, Za'Darius was the only pressure that we had on that defensive line after McNeil went out. And it's like part of me is like, man, his contract was like $11 million. It's like you're getting a cheap end to pair with Hutchinson. Like what could that have been true still? Instead, they chose to do Davenport, and they saved $4 million. So Basically, it was keep Zadarius and Hutch, or get Davenport plus $4 million, because that's the difference that saved by cutting it. So, you can kind of feel your own way on that.
Do you think maybe he did that because he's got a move planned?
I hope that's what it is.
Like he's making room.
I'm hoping that there's $4 million savings, and then the Carlton Davis was some savings, and the Germ was some savings, and like all these little cuts, right? Where they're just letting them go, that they're slowly, as they call, what do they call it? War chesting. Thank you. Gosh.
Word of the day, war chesting.
I can't believe I remember that on live air. They're war chesting. They're putting their money together. And yes, I would literally, I can't even say that on this. I would die if they were able to get Hendrickson. But even if they got a second tier, which there's not a lot, they're like
right. That's what I'm saying.
Off the shelves right now. But this just brings up more draft talk, and I can't wait to get into the draft talk about positional value. And there is not a doubt in my mind we're not going defensive line with the 28th pick.
Really?
There's not a doubt in my mind.
Wait, did you say that we're not doing defensive line with a 28th pick?
There's not a. I believe that we are going to go defensive line. With
okay. Okay. That makes sense. I misheard.
I mean, you just got rid of Zadarius Smith, and so now you're starting. You're literally starting Davenport right now on the line.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to get somebody, unless they're getting somebody in free agency, right? So,
right,
dude, I can't wait to get into the draft episode. We have so many players to dissect. I've been kind of looking at some players and defensive tackles and defensive ends. They're just
nice.
Oh man, it's going to be a good draft.
It's going to be an interesting one, honestly. There's a lot of talent.
Any other breaking news, boys?
No.
How do you feel about How do you feel about this may be like super low key or maybe not that big a deal, but I kind of like getting away from the Lions a bit. I kind of like Geno Smith going to Oakland. Well, Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's kind of a gunslinger. I think he fits that
back with
team.
His old coach.
And then Sam Darnold, he's going to get his shot in Seattle. He just signed a big contract. I think that's decent for both teams. It's going to be a sinker. It's going to be. I mean, I like Geno more than Sam.
Yeah.
But I think they both fit where they're going, which that's going to mean old J.J. McCarthy in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate rooting against him, but
bro,
I don't know. I'm not too worried about it.
Okay, God, I have so much to say because you brought up so many good points. I think Geno is going to do better than Sam. I think Sam is going to be a complete. Is that his name? Sam? What? Sam?
Yeah, Sam Darnold.
Darnold, thank you. I think Darnold's going to be a complete bust out in the West Coast. Sorry, he's going to be. He was so insulated. He was so insulated in Minnesota.
He was.
He does have a good running game, but he's got no receiver. So unless they pick like the best wide receiver in round one, he's done.
Bro, what's Seattle doing? It's like nothing what they're doing makes sense.
Think back to what Plax just said. He goes, shoot, I can't remember what you just said. You said, what are they doing? Anyway, I'm thinking of Aaron Rodgers. You said Minnesota. You said JJ, right?
Eating the dogs.
I'm telling you, it's not breaking news, but it's like, it's almost like bold take.
Breaking news.
No, it's like bold. Okay, yeah, it's breaking news. All right. Here's the bold take. The Minnesota Vikings will continue the Brett Favre trend. Brett Favre went from Packers to New York Jets to Minnesota, and Aaron Rodgers will follow suit and come back to Minnesota. You heard it here first, boys.
Dude, I hope so.
That'd be hilarious.
I hope so.
I do too.
give me Trey Hendrickson and give me Aaron Rodgers in Minnesota. I want to destroy this man.
Bro, Kirby Joseph would just be salivating.
His son is back in the division. Oh man.
Send him to his last ayahuasca trip. Kirby doing the same thing he did his last game in Green Bay.
Kirby.
And I hate it's weird. Aaron Rodgers, I hate him because he's the Packers and killed us for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a similar feeling how I feel about LeBron James. I would like him to do well one last time, but I cannot root for LeBron because he plays for the Lakers. I cannot ever root for the Lakers.
Yeah.
And obviously, I cannot root for Minnesota. But it would. Let's just do it. I did see that little rumor earlier, and it would be an interesting little spot for Aaron to go to Minnesota. But screw that guy.
Dude,
I think we would clap cheeks.
Listen, Rodgers to me has three options. It's Minnesota, it's Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh doesn't have a quarterback yet, right?
Yeah.
Or it's retirement. And he's not retiring with that crappy season that he just had and the crappier season he had before that. He wants
Pittsburgh would be totally giving up.
If he goes to the Giants, which is kind of talked about too, he is going to be destroyed. He would literally only be going there for the money.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. Just let me pocket another $45 million just for one year.
Might just need to lay it down, but I know he wants to get one more good run at it. Just like what's his name, wide receiver who went there from Vegas.
Oh, Adams,
who just signed the deal. Where did he sign? L.A. The Rams.
With the Rams, yeah.
Rams.
It's like they just want one last good year of being the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Come back to the North. Let's go.
Yep, I agree. Come on back, A-Rod. We got something for you.
A little different around here.
So you mentioned
if you're Sam Darnold, you're still getting paid, which is crazy. Sam Darnold, he laid an egg the last 3 weeks of the season. You still got that money.
Good for him.
For being Sam Darnold.
He's set. Yeah, he's set. Signed a 3-year.
So is Kirk Cousins riding the bench right now, or what's he doing?
I don't know where that guy's at.
He's in Atlanta, right?
I've seen a report a few days ago that he asked ownership to explore other options, and they were like, "Nah."
Did he get released?
So he might. No, I think he's gonna. No. He might be riding the bench. I think. So the report I seen, they said, "Nah."
Here's the most amazing thing about the NFL. It's like you have he's just over $100 million quarterback, right? He signed it last year. He's riding the bench, and they're paying their starting quarterback about $15 and a $25 Starbucks coupon. Like, can you imagine? Like, the money's the same. The money is the same. You're spending it, but the dude making $50 million is riding the bench, and your starters out there making chump change. Like, think of that reasoning and how it's got to kill an owner. Oh my gosh.
It was just a terrible deal in the first place to give him all that guaranteed money.
Off an Achilles.
And they should have learned from Mr. Deshaun Watson. Never give a quarterback guaranteed money, bro.
That's criminal. And I'm not even talking about
Aaron Hernandez. I'm not talking Aaron Hernandez.
I'm talking criminal, like how he got away with 200 guaranteed.
Bro.
Yeah. Man, good for him.
Walking out of a parlor. It's crazy. All right, chat. All right, our YouTube chat. We need some questions.
We got some breaking
We're calling
news,
you
fellas.
Out. Uh-oh. Hit it. Hit the sounder.
I love that. All right, Cooper Kupp. Bro. Cooper Kupp is officially released from the Rams. He will not be traded. He is a free agent as of 20 minutes ago.
No. Calm down.
Why they got to do it? Why they got to do it to us like that?
Yep. So he will be looking for a new team on his own now. They couldn't get a trade for him. I'd say bring him to Detroit, bro. If he can have a friendly deal. Like, I wasn't about trading for him, but if he wants to come play with his old buddy Jared Goff again, they have the chemistry.
He's a slot
make
guy,
our offense better.
How many slot guys do we need? We have 2 right now.
He can do what we can put him wherever, bro. Coop is smart enough where we can put him wherever we need to. And Amon-Ra showed us last year he can play more outside than we put him at because he's so good in the slot. But I don't know. I just feel like it gives us more options.
J-Mo willing. I don't
know. It just don't make sense unless J-Mo he gets out to that wide spot.
Yep.
But he made his living in the middle of the field. I don't know. It'd be cool, but it doesn't really make sense to me.
As long as it would be a friendly contract, but I wouldn't mind that. The thing with Jared Goff is like what I've noticed with his wide receivers, he needs chemistry with them. Like that's why it worked so well with Josh Reynolds, and it hadn't worked well with other wide receivers because they just need time to know when he's going to throw it, how he's going to throw it. And if Cooper Kupp already has that time worked with him on the chemistry part, it'd be an easy absorption to get him onto the team. But
we still got
We still
got Tim Patrick. Was he on a 2-year or was it a 1 year?
No, I think he was just on a 1 year, so he's a free agent.
I would love to have Tim back, man.
I want him back too.
Mm-hmm.
So do I. It's like, would you rather have Cooper Kupp, who's another slot guy, so our all of our wide receivers are small, or would you rather have that X receiver like Tim Patrick that's
both?
You could dang near put him out there. Big body, but it's just I don't see that.
Yeah. All right.
I want football to come back. We got a long summer, dude. Like
the
today,
Super Bowl was literally 1 month ago, bro.
Dude, because usually I'm ready for a break.
It feels like so long ago.
Run it back. Go.
It was 64 degrees in Grand Rapids, Michigan today. It was sunny. It was the first nice, pretty day.
It was.
I'm just feeling different. And I'm feeling good.
Feeling
and
inspired.
I'm ready for football. We're not even to draft day yet, but I cannot wait for football.
Well, we need to go to practice again and get some of these Lions on our pod, man. That's what we're.
So yeah. When does that open, Adrian?
What's that, August?
I think tickets for Detroit Lions camp go on sale mid-June because camp is July. Mid to late June, the tickets.
Are you getting them again?
Yeah, we'll plan it out. We'll see because they got to release a schedule. I'll get with you guys to see what day works best, and then I'll try to get those tickets.
Uh-oh.
Not 3 times.
All right, boys. We got some breaking news here. This is not from the NFL.
Triple breaking news today.
We have the USFL to watch from Ken Schaub on the live YouTube video. You know what, Ken? That is
fair.
You're not too wrong. Let me tell you this.
Let's go Michigan Panthers.
I heard this on the radio the other day, and I was living down in South Haven when you all were up here enjoying this, but the Grand Rapids Rampage are coming back in 2026, I believe.
What? No way.
We will have, and I don't think it's the Arena Football League. It's a different league. If I'm wrong, Clay, correct me. But like I heard that they're coming back. It's going to be some other league, but it should be the.
But here in Grand Rapids,
we'll have a Rampage team-esque like team here. Yeah,
dude, that's awesome.
Dude, I'm so stoked about that. I was living down in South Haven. I never had a chance to come up here and watch that. I was a teenager, you know.
Yeah.
So if they're legit up here, I will probably be a season 2.
We could do a podcast episode. Well, yeah, we could do it down there.
We wouldn't, right? Like the 2002 or something like that.
Van Andel.
We were champs.
Yeah. And in 2002, I was like 13, like 13, something like that. Adrian wasn't even born yet, bro.
Not even born, bro.
In 2002.
Not even thought about.
Anyway, thank you for the breaking news. We got some more chat. Who's this?
Yep. So Vikings loading up. They just signed center Ryan Kelly from the Colts. So Vikings just kind of doing mid moves all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They're good at being mid.
They are. They're so mid.
They're good at keeping their fan base tied in and then just letting them down every time.
Happy free agency. Thank you, Michael.
Hey, Mike, looks like he was at the Cardinals game, man. That was a good game to go.
Bro, look how many
Where?
viewers we have here. We have more viewers, bro, than we have commentators right now.
There's John McCune.
John McEwen said, "Where are my nuts, Clay?"
Dude, I thought that was gonna be the most guaranteed. I thought
I was gonna be late.
I just picture Clay's trunk just overflowing with nuts. Like it's like he just throws them out on the side of the road. Like he just slings nuts.
Yeah.
That's all he does.
I had him in Grand Rapids for Caleb, all right? And Caleb was sick. So just so you know, I was supposed to meet up with Caleb, but he had the flu. So I did try.
You could have given it to anybody else, like the winner of the raffle.
Dude, all I know is I'm not the only one that lives in Grand Rapids. Adrian and Flash live in Grand Rapids too. You could have reached out to them
that night.
See, was that meeting?
supply
Like
chain
Lexington or
issues.
something.
Yeah, supply chain issues, just, inflation.
He gets double, so it's okay, man. You get like 2 dozen now, so it's okay.
So what's do you gotta like stick them in the air fryer to freshen them up or what?
I'm just gonna microwave.
Air fryer.
Air fryer's too much. You'll get burned.
Yeah, you will, bro. All right, one last look.
Any final thoughts, guys, on our free agency so far?
It was
underwhelming but decent. So
how
far.
can you say that? How can you say underwhelming when we literally just got the best cornerback in the free agency listed as number 1?
I'd say it was responsible.
What does that mean? I mean, it's relative to what's out there. I mean,
yeah,
I'm not. I like it. I'm happy. Like that was. I mean, underwhelming. Maybe that's a little bit overboard.
I'll fight you.
I mean, it's just we want that big defensive end. It hasn't happened yet, so I guess I'm a little salty. But
I got you. Yeah, and it's surprising to me that Brad Holmes even made the move that he did today because he's not a type of guy that does stuff day one. So
true.
If he does get a defensive end, great. But I'm expecting. I'm calling it right now. Back-to-back defensive line guys and pick 1 and 2. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they went offensive line, but it's going to be big boy draft
trenches
this year.
Yeah, I hope the top 2 picks are trenches, like preferably defensive line for both. But if they go O-line, I'm not mad at it too. It's just whatever we can get to get some big beef and big guys up front. I'm happy with it in the draft.
Yeah. We got the skill. Yeah.
Just don't want to replay last year where it's all on Hutch.
So
right.
If we get Hendrick, what would you guys give up for Hendrickson?
A third?
It's gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be a.
It's not about what you can give up because it's about the contract that he's got, right?
That too. I mean, that's why I'm considering that. I'm like 3rd round pick, and then you're going to give him a bag.
I'd give up 28, bro. He's the sack leader.
You think you can get him with a 3rd, not a 1st?
That's what I'm saying. A 28.
Seems like
28.
you gotta have a 1st pick.
Yeah.
To come to the table, I think.
See, Michael said Hendrickson wants $30 million plus a year, and that's exactly right, dude. He's a sack leader.
And we just extended Hutch.
We don't have money. We don't have money for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't care.
He doesn't want to be a champion next year. Okay.
All right, boys. Well, chat, it was fun. We appreciate Ken, Mike, John,
Danny,
and Danny. Anybody else who hopped in and talk some trash with us tonight. This was fun. We'll try to do this again for the NFL draft coming up. And wait a minute, do you have that sounder for the NFL draft, bro?
Of course we do. It's my favorite sound ever.
So the next episode, when is that, bro? That's April.
The draft is like April 24th or something like that.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have some more episodes.
We'll do a couple episodes before then. Do a couple more mock drafts.
Oh, Eureka!
Let's go.
That was beautiful.
I'm ready.
All right, boys. Well, in behalf of the All Gritt podcast, this is your humble host Caleb. We're out.